Remember how Buttercup learned to think about others rather than just focusing on herself 3 episodes ago? Well, she already forgot that, and we have to watch her learn that lesson all over again. Look, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been this bored making a script for an episode since I did the Stayover review a few months back. Since I have nothing more to add, let's just get this over with. Blossom and Bubbles are sick with a disease called spotted piglet fever, so that means they have to stay in bed all day and miss school. The professor finds an antidote that the girls need to take every hour to keep their symptoms down because he has no idea what kind of effects the illness could have on superpowered children. I guess chemical X enhances the illness's effects or something? I don't know. The girls refuse to take the medicine because now of all times they feel like acting like little brats. But luckily the professor has a solution. A song.
Just a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down.
Well, at least they're not rapping anymore. This robot called ScheduleBot comes bursting into the room obnoxiously screaming that the professor has a job interview that day, and he realizes he can't take care of the girls. So Buttercup volunteers as tribute to watch them for him. We all know she really just wants to get out of going to school and she's not actually going to take care of her sisters though. The professor buys her lame excuse, so Buttercup ends up sitting on the couch watching a show called Judge Trudy until Blossom and Bubbles call her upstairs. You know, it's too bad someone else parodied that television show using the same exact name already. Oh, I forgot to mention that one of the symptoms of this disease is imagining you're climbing Mount Everest, which is why Bubbles called her upstairs in the first place. After Buttercup gives her a blanket and unintentionally helps Blossom with fractions, ScheduleBot comes bursting through the door and smashes her face against the wall. He tells Buttercup it's time to give her sisters their medicine, but the girls refuse to drink it until she sings the song for them. She ends up just force-feeding the antidote to them so that she can return to watching a show, but unfortunately for her, she just missed it. How many times are these people going to insert themselves into this damn show? Talk about narcissistic. A few pointless side activities later, Buttercup needs to run to the store to buy more straws for the one really big straw she's been making. This means she essentially decided to abandon her sisters in their time of need because her activities are more important than the bigger issue at hand here. Sound familiar? It's dumb because her logic is that the professor won't find out about it, but has she forgotten that Bubbles or Blossom could easily just mention to the professor that she left when they got home? I don't understand her reasoning here. Meanwhile, at Cornco Labs, the professor is seen on his job interview while he gets a tour of the facility. However, it cuts right back to the house where ScheduleBot is eerily awaiting the clock to move so that he can tell Buttercup that it's time for their antidote. Unfortunately for him, she's nowhere to be seen, and now that Bubbles and Blossom have missed their antidote, they begin to morph into these demonic pig creatures. Buttercup is seen picking out straws at the store.
They should just make purple straws, am I right?
Shouldn't you be in school, young man?
See, even the characters in the show think Buttercup is more like a boy. ScheduleBot comes crashing through the store window to tell Buttercup about the antidote, so she goes to save them after seeing the damage they've caused. Well, I shouldn't say save. It's more like she complains in front of them without actually doing anything. Blossom and Bubbles don't care and get distracted by the giant corn cob in the distance and run towards it, thus causing Buttercup to give chase. Buttercup continues her feeble attempts over and over to try and make her sisters drink the antidote, but to no avail. I guess the animators got tired of Buttercup's attitude at this point too, because this animation here is inexcusable. Like, wow, this is unbelievably bad. ScheduleBot tells her the solution is to sing the song, so she hops in a plane and does just that. After Blossom and Bubbles get the antidote into their systems, they return to normal and head home. The professor comes back to see Buttercup is taking good care of them, but then she quickly gets the illness too and sits next to her sisters on the couch to end things off. Like I said at the beginning, this episode was very, very boring for me. I found none of the events to be particularly interesting, and I got tired of Buttercup's selfish attitude real quick. There aren't any major pros or cons I really have with this episode aside from Buttercup's attitude. It was just dull. I'm sorry that I have very little to say about it, but this episode honestly just left a sour taste in my mouth.